banged-up Bucks team. In a battle of undefeated squads, if the Bucks pull this off, is anyone willing to call them the best team in the NFC?
I am.
Ooh.
My pick of them going to the Super Bowl was actually, oddly, not based on that I thought they were clearly like the best team in the NFC. It's that I thought they had the clearest path to the 1 seed and how valuable I think that is.
Yep.
But if they are able to, without at least 2/5 of their offensive line, without Mike Evans, if they have Chris Godwin, his first game back in more than a year, you know what I mean, with a banged-up defense to boot, if they're able to beat a Philly team that hasn't lost in a year, then I'm supposed to say what? That I don't think they can beat Detroit? That I don't think that they can beat the Rams? And I have a lot of respect for both those teams. I think the Bucks will have the argument that they are the NFC's best team if they beat Philly to get to 4-0, despite the fact that they have been probably disproportionately injured early in the year.
No. This is not the standings.
Well, of course.
Philadelphia is going to lose at some point this season to a team that's worse than them.
Okay.
Right? And sure. So will probably every other great team in the league.
Sure.
All right? Tampa Bay could easily be 0-3.
Can't we say the same thing about Philadelphia?
Playing weak schedule. The Eagles, though, have not played a weak schedule.
I agree with that.
Losing to the Chiefs versus losing to the Falcons or, the
Jets.
Texans and
sure.
the Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets could be 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they've beaten 3 teams with a 1-8 record combined by 6 points. And as they've played this weak schedule, they are 17th in the league in scoring defense. We know early on schedules affect kind of where you're ranked. Like I would say the Ravens. I know the defense isn't very good, but they've played 2 of the best offenses in the league. All right. Tampa Bay's played 3 bad teams right now. And maybe Houston's okay, but right now they're bad. And they're still 17th in scoring defense and 12th in scoring offense.
So if they win this game, Brew, who are you going to say is the best team
I think
in the
Detroit's
NFC?
better. I think Green Bay's better. And I think Philadelphia's still better. Like you lose to some teams that you're better than.
I do agree that you will lose to some teams that you're better than. I think it's tough if the team you lose to that you're saying you're better than is also undefeated and also has been to the playoffs 4 years in a row and also has a great quarterback. Like, you know what I mean? They check a lot of the boxes of a legitimate top-tier contender.
These are Baker. Look, and I know Baker's 3rd on my MVP ballot, but he has not been playing like lights out other than the comebacks. And I give him all the credit in the world for rallying. The TD interception is great, but look at everything else. Passer rating, completion percentage, yards per attempt. I mean, so I'm just saying, like, no, I will not say they're the best team in the NFC.
Greg, you can just
because they win this
deciding
game.
vote here.
Look, man, it would be hard for me to not consider them the best because when you look at what Baker is doing, to Nick's point, he's doing this without a full roster, without the reinforcements that we know are coming. And I remember when we used to play, when the Giants were good. You wanted to catch the Giants early in the season because playoff version Giants, late in the season, they were something to handle. The Bucks, you typically want to catch them early. If they are doing this without all these guys early, they get reinforcements back and they start to find out who they really are. Baker is telling whoever wants to come, I got you. Just I'll tell you what you need to do. I'm gonna do my job. Like, there's not a quarterback in the game right now that, in my opinion, has more confidence than Baker Mayfield. That is scary. And he is willing to do whatever it takes to get a team.
And they finally have a great run game. A great might be strong, but I think
pending
a really good run
pending how they, if they win, pending how it looks, you
might have to table your confidence thing for this next story.
And by the way, I think the Eagles probably win. But.
Browns-Lions this weekend. Flacco under center. Shador waiting in the wings. Spoke to ESPN Cleveland about his prospects. Take a listen.
I don't think playing or not playing, is in my hands. I think based on the situation, it's if things happen, things pan out where I play, then I'll be out there and I'll be ready to play. I said, I'm ready to play right now. I know if you see the quarterback play the league right now, I know I'm capable of doing better than that.
Greg, your reaction?
He's too honest. Look, I don't mind that he feels this way. I just don't want to hear it. And I say that because all we want to see and know that's going on in Cleveland as it pertains to Shedeur Sanders is that he's improving, that he's working hard, that he's doing whatever a backup to the backup quarterback is doing, because nowhere else in the league are we even listening to a backup quarterback, let alone a backup to the backup. So it just optically, it doesn't, he's only stoking the narrative of why all these teams are like, look, man, he's too high on himself. And that's not the case. He is very confident in what he's saying. There might be some truth to it. However, if there is truth to it, let us find out by you just going to work, doing your job, and some team coming and grabbing you and saying, look, we want you, we're going to insert you, and the show can be yours.
Yeah, now, and I'm serious. I watched the whole interview.
Of course.
And it wasn't really bad, the whole thing in the context and stuff, but except for this quote.
Yeah.
This looks horrible. Already the other 31 teams weren't in love with you. We know that. And this is going to, I think, give them even more pause if they had any interest. And here's the thing, because I agree with everything you say, Greg. Who is he talking about? Now, we joked, I think yesterday or the day before when we heard it, well, he's not talking about Flacco. But who could he be talking about? Because very few quarterbacks are playing worse than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is 31st in the league in passer rating at 65. Lower than Jake Browning, who's been throwing interceptions galore. Joe Flacco has 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So I'm just saying, of course, we all would think, he's not talking about his guy. And in his mind, he probably isn't. But if somebody really wants to break down, well, let's look at quarterbacks. See, who's he talking about?
Yeah.
Flacco's going to be on that list, and that's just not a good look.
I think that's a fair point. You know what comment it really reminded me of, KW?
I know LeBron watching Summer League.
Yes, how'd you know?
Because it reminded me of that.
It
wasn't Summer
No,
League.
he was
just
watching
regular
League
season.
Pass.
And we tried to figure out, who's he talking about?
Yeah, and
Well,
I
the Sixers were
yeah,
on.
So if people don't remember, a couple years ago, and I think this is actually the only major misstep LeBron has made publicly in relation to Bronny, and the only one that I think he probably would want back. He just tweeted, he was something along the lines of, he's like, watching League Pass right now, Bronny better than a lot of these guys. It's low-key hilarious.
Yeah.
And this was, I think,
Crying emojis.
this was pre-cardiac arrest, Bronny at USC. And we look back on that, or at least I do, and I say, okay, that's just like, you see your kid through a father's eyes. You know what I mean? It's just like and I at least cut him some slack a bit, but it wasn't Bronny saying it.
Yeah.
And I think that this comment would have been like totally reasonable, and maybe if Dion had said it. You know what I mean? He's like, I watch the league, and I'm telling you guys right now, when he gets his chance, Shedeur's better than these guys.
That wouldn't have helped him.
That wouldn't have helped him, but it would have been fine. Because the thing is this. It's a little delusional.
Yeah.
Because the reality of the situation is your team's starting quarterback is one of the worst in the league, one of the oldest in the league. You not only did not beat him out and might say, oh, you didn't have a chance, you're not his backup.
Right.
So, like, the logic tree is the Browns actually have 3 quarterbacks on their roster better than a lot of the team's starters, which really would make you think Browns should maybe be a little better on offense than they currently are.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We're all just like, all right, the Browns are going to be a good defensive team and try to win games. What was the Packers score? 12-10?
13-10.
13-10. I think it's okay to why don't they pull the trigger on Shedeur? Just be like, you know what, Flacco, it's not going to work.
Well, they'd pull it to Gabriel.
Right. And here's the thing with and you guys know I liked Shedeur coming into the draft, and I still like him now. And I like him over Gabriel. But when you look at the 2 preseason games, like, it's not like we can all say he should be ahead of Gabriel.
No.
Because he had that really bad game, and
but-
Gabriel looked a little bit better at times in preseason. So I'm just saying, like Nick said, he's far
It's
away
going to
from
get
even
there,
getting
though.
on the
KW,
field.
all of
But
them
why
are gonna
not? Why
play.
don't we just get
Because
there?
right
Like, I
now,
like what the Giants did.
they're
Like,
trying
this
to
doesn't
make the
work.
playoffs, though.
See,
I mean,
that's what
I'm just
The
saying, they
Giants-
really are. The Browns,
The
they
Browns
just
cannot
beat
make
the
the-
Packers.
The-
I know they're not good,
on
but
a
in their
gifted, on
in
a
Kevin Stefanski's mind, we just beat the Packers. We
Our divisions
looked
may be wide open. Again, we don't think that, but I mean,
At least
they
maybe
look,
for a wild
yeah,
card or
they,
something.
they'll-
To your point, it just doesn't seem like he's bought in to the idea of the team. I'm about the team. Whatever I can do to help
Because of
this
this
team. This comment makes it seem like, yeah, I'm here, and I could be anywhere, and I should be anywhere because I've been watching the league, and
good
it's
point.
like,
That's a good
and
point.
it's like, well, where we need you is to be focused on here.
Right,
Greg,
that's a
so
great point.
when Russell Wilson was benched, they asked him if he would ask for a trade. He gave an answer that was so good about teamwork and supporting everybody and being the best person, and it didn't matter. It's like you're still going to be on the bench.
Correct.
So I don't know. I have a hard time saying, like, you can't say this because it's kind of out of bounds. Russell Wilson said the literal perfect answer. And it's like, well, you're still on the bench. Like, I don't know why his comment.
Shador's third string and fighting for his
That's what I'm
NFL
saying.
life.
Someone's gotta-
I don't mind that he feels this way. I just don't like that he said it. Because
I don't know, I'm
in
trying to-
his position,
Of course he
it
feels that way,
doesn't
yeah.
it doesn't support his case. It doesn't make anyone say, you know what? He's right.
Made me say that.
Yeah, us, but you're not in control of a team that can put him in position to where he feels like he's better
We
than
scored
that
13
quarterback.
points against the Packers. We're in it.
No, I'm just saying that's the whole reason they started Flacco to begin with.
I'm done
They
with the
think
Flacco
they can make a
Okay, but that's fine. But this is the point that it makes it to me the hardest part of it to swallow. If they were done with Joe Flacco today, he's not playing.
Yeah.
He's
he'll get
like
in
he
eventually,
is
but yeah.
right.
He's
You
the
know what I
backup
mean?
to
Like
the backup.
he is third string, and so there is there is an element of, and I do not think it is a felony. I don't even know if it's a real misdemeanor, but there is an element of a lack of self-awareness if you're third string to publicly say to a reporter, I'm better than a lot of team starters.
Yeah.
I just think it's a mistake.
Saints are 15.5-point underdogs in Buffalo.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema